pull it out until it's like a teeter-totter. And now, let it slide down, pressing it up against my hips. I'm not holding the weight really at all. In order for me to put it back on, I would just tip it back, and that would be hard. I got to pick up some of the weight. But we're just using the weight of the tank against itself, I guess you could say. And that's how I moved a pair of 180-gallon aquariums off of 2 stands and placed over here. The old stands have been removed. I was able to save quite a bit. I'm going to use this for the 180-gallon desk that's going right here. But now I got to drain this tank, move these fish to the spare 70-gallon that has nothing in it. I'm glad I never put anything in it because these guys got to go over there at least temporarily while I build a stand, get this tank up onto it, fill it, and unfortunately I got to put these guys back in it for the time being because they're not really scheduled to be moved anywhere soon. You guys will remember the Frontosa are actually going in the desk tank. The Festivums are going in with the Discus. The Rays will eventually come into here. Catfish will go in the 2000. And everybody else pretty much goes in the 2000 that could handle that environment. Anyways, let's build this stand somehow. I need to take this tank off this little platform because I need the platform under it. I'm trying to reuse as much stuff as I can. And this bottom piece with all the plywood and the 2x6s and the entire frame, I'm going to use it because it's going to sit right on top of it. How tall will this be? I think I'm going to build it about 40 inches tall, which is about the size, the height of the desk. The downside is this tank will be a few inches shorter than that tank that we set up there, that saltwater tank, but I'm sure we can make do. So this was a peculiar build, and as you can see, I had to build the entire framing before I even put the sump in, before I even put the top brace on. And look, I've already got it set up so that we just kind of drop it into place, but this has to come off of there. And before I take the 375 off, I got to put the 180 in here. And then get this off of it, put the top frame on, and then finish. You see how we have a center brace? The center brace can't go on until I get the 180 in. I just want to make it a little bit easier for myself because I'm working with like little to no space here. Put the 180-gallon in there, put the brace on, just like that one, and I might actually wait until this top one's on. Let's just see what I can do. So the 375-gallon is now in place. I even gave the stand a bit of a paint job. The filter, or at least the 180-gallon aquarium that's going to be turned into a filter, is also underneath of it. Obviously, I'm going to need to plumb it here first. Luckily, I already have all the bulkheads installed, but this is the first time I've looked at them for a while. These are old bulkheads with old PVC in it. I'm going to have to replace all of them. And that's not a problem. I'll have some sort of a pre-filter and then 180 gallons of biological media and return it to the top of the aquarium. The rays are going in here. I'm also going to feed the 2,000 gallon into this filter. So right now we just have an old canister filter running this tank just for the time being, just to keep these guys kicking. But I'm so glad that the heavy lifting is over. There's a few fish in here that you guys will see again here shortly. For example, look at the frontosa. Aren't they absolutely gorgeous? They are going in the desk aquarium, the 8-foot long desk aquarium that we still have to build. And of course, the red-tailed catfish, he's gonna go in the 2,000 gallon aquarium. I'm not sure when I'll be able to actually move him because he's quite small. I'd be a little worried. I'm not sure where the koi will go yet, but we do have other 180 gallon aquariums, for example, in my house. We also have a 4,000 gallon pond outside that has no fish in it right now. The Severum's not positive. Angels are just little scragglers that I decided to keep because I have a pair, and my mono, it's the last Brackus fish that I didn't want to give to a friend. I thought he was absolutely perfect, and I'm going to keep him for a little bit, but we'll see how he does because I think I might put him in the 2,000 as well, see how long and see how well he does in there. I'd like to see how big he grows. Other than that, some floating plants, nothing too crazy as of right now, but I'll be honest with you, that little clip that you guys seen, that montage of me moving it and it's just music playing, I kind of had no choice because Tamara was out here listening to a podcast. I didn't want that to be playing as I'm trying to talk and whatnot, so I just moved the tank. And it's better that I just move these on my own without talking because it's just a lot of cursing and that sort of thing that I don't think you guys want to see. But that's the end of moving tanks. I do like to show myself moving tanks because a lot of people don't believe that I do it, and or how do I do it, and sometimes that type of thing can be relatively interesting, although I won't be doing any more of those. Saltwater tank is doing absolutely phenomenal. Could probably use a bit of a cleaning in terms of just cleaning the front glass. These tanks aren't done either. The fish are just in there and their main scapes are in place, but nothing too crazy. Where are the lions? One's under there, of course, and the other one is up over there. Discus are doing good. Oh, I gotta tip that back up. We did put a few Severums in here. Just because I felt they do a lot better with the discus. Oh, here's some of them. They're still kind of settling in. I mean, we just transferred them over. The moss is looking absolutely horrible. It kind of looks like a bunch of sewing thread, to be honest with you. And that's simply because it's just not getting enough light and or doing that well in this tank. So we'll have to increase the lighting in our photo period. I'll be honest, I rarely have the lights on in this tank. In fact, I just turned them on just to make this video, but the discus looked to be doing quite well. Everybody's settling in nicely. I can begin feeding again. I gotta tip this log over. It's not gonna get any light. The moss is on the other side. And of course, we still need to build that that desk that I think is gonna turn out absolutely amazing. Look at this guy. I can't wait until, obviously, the Razor over there in that 375. I can't wait for that. I'm also gonna put the Sunshine Pleco in with the discus. And this tank's really just gonna turn into a bunch of monster fish. I think ultimately we'll have the Bisher, we'll have the Oscars, we'll have the Arowana, and I think we'll have the catfish, and that'll be about it for this tank. I think that they will utilize this tank greatly. Everybody else out here is doing okay. Nothing here to show here. I just jammed a bunch of wood in there, to be honest with you, just to have somewhere to put it for the time being. Tyrese is always doing absolutely phenomenal. And then, of course, the Piranha tank as well. Anyways, guys, it's back to work for me. We got to build that desk. We got to start filling some tanks up. We got to start. I need to build that desk in order to build these new aquariums. I've got nothing to build it on. Look how beautiful this tank is. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, here comes a big fella. Let's turn these ambient lights off and see if that helps them be a little more excited to come out. Yeah, here they come. Isn't that beautiful? Absolutely stunning. Just such a gorgeous aquarium. The plants just grew in beautifully. And I mean, the plants are starting to take over the entire aquarium, which is crazy. A lot of people don't believe me, but this plant coming out here is this, well, you can see this one's trail. That's the mother plant right there. That mother plant's gotta be darn near, well, 8-9 inches tall. It's a big one. So you can just imagine, maybe that will happen. Maybe, I don't know if you guys, I don't know if you agree, but maybe all of these runners will come out and just eventually fill this entire aquarium. I don't touch the substrate because I believe there's something going on in that substrate that obviously the plants are enjoying. Probably some nutrients. I don't want to touch this tank much besides do its water changes, 25%. Right now I'm just doing them once a week. The fish are healthy, everybody's eating. Snails are becoming in check. They're mostly just on rocks and that sort of thing. They're not crawling all over every surface anymore, so that's been nice. But okay, like I said, back to work. Enough of admiring the fish. Oh, maybe we should feed them. We'll feed them in an upcoming video. I know all my fish are hungry. They're sick of hearing the saws going out here. Anyways, if you're not subscribed to this channel yet and you want to watch all of these builds, I know this video was a hard watch. It's just kind of music playing, me moving a few tanks, but I kind of wanted to show that aspect of it because, you know, it's not always, it's literally the worst part about these builds is just moving these massive big tanks around when you have to. That'll be the last time. All right, see you guys soon.